At this point is when it becomes too exceedingly complex for me to circumscribe and describe. It fundamentally exceeds my capacity for thought. And that is the plan. That is the whole point. That is the process. Because if you somehow had some sort of modern Illuminati of Einstein, Newton, Tesla, Nietzsche, William James Sidis, Christopher Michael Langan, Lex Fridman, or Joe Rogan and Thomas Edison in there too. Just because. Also, Joe Rogan has a big platform. And Ben Goertzel, Carl Jung, Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, Isaac Asimov, Aldous Huxley, and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I don't know. Maybe if you gave them all the internet, and you got some of the best biologists and computationists of all time. Computing pioneers is really what I meant to say, but it didn't fit as well. Alan Turing. Maybe if you got them all together, and you wouldn't need to point out the obvious to them. They're freaking brilliant. Brilliant. Would they acknowledge this as the permanent way out? Because we are trapped, and all you have to do is look around to see that. Your only option is to believe in God, go numb, and remain in the world in a passive, robotic, maybe somewhat fatalistic or nihilistic sense and continue anyway? Or delude yourself that there is inherent meaning and everything's gonna be okay if you just do the right thing. I wish, dude. Or simply delete oneself. These are some of the other rational options. We can continue to pursue education, science, and politics, and philosophy, and religion, but we've tried really hard at these things. And in recent centuries, things have advanced quite substantially with science, but I don't know if science is willing to think creatively or drastically enough to do something like this. Also, it's a profoundly hard and difficult technical process. Each one of these things would be world-changing revolutionary innovations, and you need to do all of them in the correct sequence without it failing catastrophically. Massive insulation and insurance of just pure functional knowledge base behind it. But the result is something that could trace the atoms and photon arrays back through history and see everywhere Earth has ever been in its course through space and time, and infer and reverse and resimulate everything by turning consciousness into EMF frequencies and projecting itself against the background radiation of the universe as a mind, simulating every mind, figuring out what really makes them tick, bringing them back together even down to the atom, and assembling everything and reviving all the dead, while exploring all stars and discovering all things.